What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that right there. The button is free. Hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day, and today is Friday. February 6th, almost said January. Happy Friday. It is Super Bowl week. I've been having some fun soaking up all of the content from the guys on Radio Row, Peter Bukowski, Aaron Nagler. They're chatting it up with guys like Evan Williams, Christian Watson, talking about the end of the year this past season, the collapse against the Bears, and their feelings on the game. How do you get over a loss like that, talking about having the guys, even though we had a ton of injuries, to get that game taken care of and just not being able to finish. And as someone like all of you who watched, being up 21-3 at the half, as the second half rolled around, you've started to see the wheels turning, right? And you were thinking in the back of your mind, how can we blow this lead? And then the Matthew Golden touchdown happens. And at least in my perspective, I thought we had it taken care of, but we did not. So a lot of fun soaking up the content from the guys on Radio Row. Check them out. Peter Bukowski, Aaron Nagler doing a great job out in California. Hopefully next year we'll be celebrating this Super Bowl week a little differently. On this day, back in 2011, the Green Bay Packers, your Green Bay Packers, beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-25 to win Super Bowl 45. I know where I was, sitting at home, my parents' house, watching the game with my dad and my siblings, just soaking it in, right? Seeing your team win a Super Bowl. Half the league has not done that at all. Only one team in our division has ever won a Super Bowl, and that is the Bears back in 85. The Vikes have been to 4, lost all 4. The Lions have never been to a Super Bowl. So I feel pretty grateful that I've been able to witness one. Been alive for 2, but I was under 2 years old when the first one happened back in 97. So, yeah, I'm thankful, but at the same time, 15 years ago. It just doesn't seem right. For me, it's only really started to feel like forever ago these past couple of years. When we had Raj, there was still that connection from the 2010 squad. And now, we've got an entire different team, an entirely different coaching staff, new GM, although Brian was on staff during that Super Bowl year. It's starting to sink in that, 15 years ago is starting to feel a little long, especially given the teams that we have had since then. So I talked about it the other day on the show. The Patriots, Chiefs, then us, and then the Seahawks have the most regular season wins since 2011 across the league. Patriots being to 6 Super Bowls in that time, the Chiefs being to 5 Super Bowls in that time. The Seahawks, who are behind us, have been to 3 Super Bowls since 2011, and we have been to 0. So not even 1 Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. In my opinion, hands down, the most talented quarterback ever. Making it to 1 Super Bowl in his career is just criminal. I said it the other day, we are either cursed or we have had the worst playoff luck during the last 15 years in sports history. And if you ask me, I think it is both. All right. Anybody planning to go to some Bucks games this winter? Giannis is here to stay. We'll see when he gets back on the court. What about any Badgers basketball games? What about some Brewers baseball games this upcoming summer? If so, do not buy your tickets anywhere else other than TickPick. They guarantee the cheapest Packers tickets on the market. And if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, they will refund you 110% of your money back. Same tickets as anybody else, StubHub, SeatGeek, all those guys. And TickPick is the cheapest every single time. Shout out to TickPick. They are the best in the biz. Excuse me. Let's hop into the comment section here, shall we? And as always, if you want to be a part of the show, give me a call on the Nicolet Law hotline, 319-242-2332, the Midwest personal injury law firm that actually shows up when you need them. If you've been hurt in a crash, fall, or another accident, the last thing you want to deal with is the insurance companies and paperwork. Nicolet Law takes it off your plate so you can focus on healing up. They walk you through your options. They handle the insurance companies and fight to get you what is fair. No upfront fees, no guesswork, just local attorneys who have your back. Call 1-800-NICOLET or visit nicolet.com. What do we got chopping up in the comment section? How's everybody's Friday going? Starting to warm up a little bit around here. I'm about 4 hours from Lambeau. And yeah, we've been dealing with some negative degree temperatures the last couple of weeks, and 40 degrees is feeling like summer. So got outside yesterday, played around, and yeah, it's the weekend. Anybody got any big plans coming up this weekend? What's your Super Bowl plans? Anybody got a party they're throwing? I want to hear it. So Tracy starting us off. I've got the Seahawks. Who do you got? Tracy, I am rooting for the Patriots. Not sure why, but I do think the Seahawks are the better team. But yeah, I like Mike Vrabel. I like Drake May. Stephon Diggs, although I still don't care for him from his Minnesota days for the sole fact that he was just so good. He's fun to watch. The Seahawks, on the other hand, just don't have any guys outside of JSN that really pop off the screen for me. So it would be funny, though, to see Sam Darnold win a Super Bowl a year removed from being let go by the Vikes. I will say that. And Aaron Jones, former Packer Aaron Jones, was on Radio Row at the Super Bowl talking about kind of defending Sam Darnold, saying, you don't let a guy like that walk. And yeah, so Vikes are kind of in no man's land right now when it comes to their quarterback position. So, yeah, Tracy, I am rooting for the Patriots. I'm not sure why. Probably because I enjoy watching Drake May play, Stephon Diggs, Mike Vrabel. Let's go Patriots, right? Thank you, Tracy. King AJ coming in hot. I love this one. This is great. King AJ, hear me out. Let's sign Aaron Rodgers. It's not a knock on Love at all. I just want to see this offense at its full potential because for some reason, Matt LaFleur does not trust Love to let it rip consistently. I am with you, King AJ. I don't know why we have not given the ball to Jordan Love just to let him rip it consistently, because I'm sure everybody can attest when he is on a roll, when he's being able to throw it all over the yard, he is a top quarterback in the league. Every statistical measure will tell you that. The eye test will tell you that. It's just we go back to the run game time and time again. In this past year, it did nothing. Our offensive line was terrible. And Josh Jacobs was unhealthy half the season. And for some reason, we didn't let Jordan sling it around the yard like he can. And that's on Matt LaFleur. So hopefully as Matt is diving back through the film in its entirety from this past year, he will realize that, and he'll realize that, hey, I got a top quarterback in the league, and I know he knows that, but his play calling isn't reflecting that. So as far as bringing back Rodgers, that's just something that's never going to happen, right? That Jordan Love, big-time contract. We're not going to bring back Raj and not play Jordan. So thank you, King AJ. That's an interesting question. I love talking about those type of questions. So have yourself a great Friday. Appreciate you, as always, for tuning in. What else we got? My man Chris in the house. What's up, buddy? What's going on, Chris? Thank you for hopping in. My man Phil, thoughts on doubling down on Coach Rich and McManus? Right after the season ended, I was all out on Brandon McManus, I will admit. And I still do think looking into some other alternatives would not hurt, right? You miss 2 field goals and an extra point in a playoff game. You just cannot have it. It's inexcusable. Last year, missed a field goal in the playoff game. It's not good. And he's a good kicker, sure. He made 32 kicks in a row before that, but he missed a kick in the Broncos game. He from 40 plus, he was not good to finish the year. I think he was 3 of 9, something like that, in the last however many weeks. Hopefully, we bring in some competition because we need it at the kicker spot. And Coach Rich talked about it the other day too. Although he is the highest paid special teams coordinator in the league, he also is our assistant head coach. So the judgment for coach does not stop with the special teams unit, right? And I think his job as assistant head coach is being weighed pretty heavily. And apparently he's been doing a good job at it. So enough to keep him around despite our special teams being an absolute mess. I would like to have seen someone new come in, but the team felt differently. So I guess I am forced to hop back on board the Rich Bisaccia train and root for his success, because that would mean rooting for the Packers' success. So thank you, Bill. How do you feel about it? Let me know in the comments. What else do we got? Bryce, do you think Romeo gets re-signed? Bryce, I don't. I think on the open market, some team or multiple teams are going to be willing to, overpay a little bit for his consistency, more than what we'll be able to play. We'll be willing to pay, and that's all right. I've enjoyed watching Romeo. The suspension's kind of frustrating. He kind of had a couple, a month this past season where he just disappeared. But I think also he was getting more targets than he should have been getting, specifically this past season. If you turn his targets over to Matthew Golden, I think we would have seen a lot more production. So I don't think he gets re-signed. And if that is the case, best of luck to Romeo in his next chapter. But I don't think it'll be in Green Bay. We've got to get Golden and Savion more involved to pair up with Jaden Reed and Christian Watson. And bringing Romeo back, I think, hinders that. So I don't think signing Romeo would be a smart decision. What else we got? Alex over on Instagram, 1,000% Rodgers, wherever he lands, would push to get Dobbs. So unfortunately, he is gone, and I am okay with that, honestly. Chris, Micah plays week 1 or after week 4? Thoughts? The timeline for Micah is currently week 3 or 4. So I don't think he'll be ready for week 1. And even when he does come back, whether that's week 3 or 4, I don't think he'll be playing, a full snap count, free reign type of ball until probably the halfway point-ish of the season, which is a bummer. You think about next season, half of it you'll be without Micah Parsons. That just stinks, but that's the reality we are living in, unfortunately. So thank you, Alex. What else we got? Riley, lunch with any former Packer. Who would it be? That's a great question, Riley. I love these. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, but I would have to choose someone, in the way back years. Someone like Curly Lambeau, right? Or Bart Starr, or Cecil Isbell. I mean, any of the older guys, just to hear the stories of how things were back in those days. Curly Lambeau is probably my answer, just so I could get all of the details on how the Packers were, brought to life. I know there are some, details in the book. Let's see if I looked it up here. Oh gosh, I don't know if anybody's ever read these. I've only gotten through the first one and not even all the way finished, but the greatest story in sports, right? Talks about the Packers, talks about how they were brought to life. I would love to know the details behind what went down with the Packers, who was all at that meeting, all the details and all that stuff. Just to hear those stories firsthand, it would be pretty great. My man Alex in here, Eddie Lacy or Jamal Williams would be a hilariously good time. Both great answer. Great answers. My man Scally in the house. The right answer is Brett Favre. I'm sure Brett would have some pretty wild stories. That is for sure. So my answer though, Curly Lambeau. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. Always love talking Packers with you guys. Hit me up on social media at GBP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the page. I will be back and at it again on Monday. So thank you again for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Patriots. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you.